5, 4. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Live with Ms.KIR. I want to take this time out to thank everyone for joining us on this lovely Friday night, the 21st of March, 2025. You could be doing anything else, but you taking the time out to view Live with Ms. KIR. So thank you. Tonight, Live with Ms. KIR welcomes special guest, spoken word artist Maya the Bee. So show your love out there in the land of Facebook for Maya the Bee. And our co-host for this week, returning, is Rosalia. Show your love for Rosalia. And our guest from 2 weeks ago, she's co-hosting today. Show your love for Brittany Jones, aka Shy Moonlight.
Hello, hello. Thank you, thank you.
And I am Tanisha, aka Ms. KIR, capital K, capital I, capital R, which stands for Keeping It Real, the Poetic Lyricist. And again, this is Live with Ms. KIR. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, in the tradition of the writer's block, long live the writer's block, established January 21st, 2009, we'll be doing celebrity March birthdays. So, drum roll for me, please, for the celebrity birthdays in March. We have Method Man.
Okay.
H-O-D, man. Come on.
Okay. So,
I didn't know he was a Pisces. Okay.
yeah, Method Man, March 5th. We also have for March celebrity birthday, Shaq, Queen
Okay.
Latifah, Common, Flavor Flav, Will I Am, Bow
Ooh.
Wow, MC Hammer, Mr. Rogers. Oh, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
That was the show. Very nostalgic. We've got Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Bruce Willis, Brenda Song, the late Bobby Christina Brown, Papoose, Marsha Warfield, and Beanie Siegel. Beans! Okay. So those are some of the March celebrity birthdays. And now for the non-celebrity birthdays in March. Drum roll, please. We have my co-host last week, the wonderful, fantastic Poessence spoken word. Poessence, girl, where you at? Where you at, Poessence? And she's got a book out, folks. A Journey Through Her Eyes, a palindrome of poetry. This is Poessence's book. Y'all get your copy. I do the Vanna White. We also have for March birthday, my cousin Ishmael Muhammad and Jasmine Burton, affectionately known as J Boogie, daughter to Sadette Knox, who was on, her mom, Sadette, was on my show back in November. So shout outs to J Boogie. J Boogie, where you at, girl? Okay. We also have Nikki Cuesta. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Emerald Strawbridge, aka Big Heavy, poet from the Poetry Corner. Good times in the Poetry Corner. We also have Jonah Baldris and Tokia Muhammad. I went to school with Tokia, so show your love. Those are the March. Oh, and rest in peace, birthday to my daughter's father, William Fuggy Robinson. His birthday was March 17th. And rest in peace, birthday to my good friend, Isis Original, gone but never forgotten. She's with us now. I feel her presence.
I don't know if my husband on yet, but he had one March 6th.
Oh,
happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday to the hubby. Okay, so let's see. Do I have any other announcements before we start? Yes. July 19th, folks. is the Writers Block presents annual Boogie Down Bash open mic in the park in Donaldson Park in Highland Park, New Jersey on Saturday, July 19th, Grove 3A at 5:30 p.m. Come boogie with us and get your open mic on in the park. July 19th, Highland Park, New Jersey, Donaldson Park, Grove 3A, 5:30 p.m. The signups are going to start at 5:10. So come on down. Also, April 4th and April 11th, I'm going to do an online open mic. So, all you poets and performers, come on down April 4th and April 11th for my open mic in honor of National Poetry Month. So, show your love for that. Now, what other news? Oh, I like to thank my mom, my fantastic guest last week, Barbara Marie. Shout outs to my mom. Hi, mom. Also shout out to Eric Crow Draven. And folks, if you didn't get my mom's book, please do. Okay. Pretty ugly. Had low self-esteem, almost ruined her life. Book by my mom, Barbara Marie, aka Poetic Tick 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 Tick. And let's see, Donna Banks, where you at? She's not on yet. Well, shout outs to Donna Banks if she comes on. And shout out also to Michael O'Connor, aka North Philly, who is a regular co-host, but he's been off for this month because it's National Women's History. But he'll be back. And shout out to Genevieve Powell. Genevieve, girl, where are you? So we're going to get started. We're going to get the party started. I want you to be breezy because we're going to be breezy on this Friday night. Okay. I got my DMX shirt on tonight. What? Okay. X in the air. And let's start with our co-host, Rosalia, in my Mufasa voice from The Lion King. Tell the folks out there in Facebook land and YouTube land or whatever land you're watching who you are.
Okay, I am Rosalia, mother, grandmother, poet, lover of philosophy, healer, medicine woman, goddess. From the Lower East Side of Manhattan to the shores of New Jersey, here to share and hear some wonderful poetry tonight.
Okay. And Brittany Jones, aka Shy Moonlight, in my Mufasa voice from The Lion King. Tell the folks in Faceland and YouTube land who you are.
I am Brittany Jones, aka Shy Moonlight. I am a poet, spoken word artist, an artivist, if you will. I do community work here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm a mother and a healthcare professional, mental health advocate, goddess. I'm gonna add that since Rosalia said it too.
Yes.
I am every woman.
Okay.
That's it. We'll end it with that.
If I could sing, I would have broke out with the Whitney song, but I can't, so I won't. Okay, and our featured guest, Maya the Bee. Maya, tell the folks out there in Facebook land and YouTube land who you are.
Well, I am Maya, and I do go by Maya the Bee, which, if you're as old as I am, you know the cartoon from back in the day, Maya the Bee. So I just kept that. I am in Dallas, and I am a poet, and let's see. I am a former police officer, I'm an Army veteran, a disabled Army veteran. A lot of my poetry is therapy for myself. It talks a lot about social injustice and a lot of mental health. And it just helps me get through all my past and my present experiences, helps me vent better. I'm not a great talker, but I am a great poet.
Okay, Maya. Show your love out there, folks, for my wonderful co-host and my special featured guest. Show your love. Clap it
Yeah.
up. Be breezy with us on Live with Mz.KIR. Be breezy. Get your tea out, okay? Sip it. Tilt your hats to the side. And tilt your glasses. Erica Badu vibes, okay? Jill Scott vibes
Yeah.
tonight in my Bernie Mac voice. uh, Shout outs to Latanya Davis. Hey, Latanya, how you doing? How you doing, girl? Latanya is coming to us from East Orange, New Jersey. She's in the building and she says blessings and favor. Thank you, Latanya. And Kevin Barnes said, love you, wifey. Oh,
Yeah, that's my husband.
oh, oh, hubby showing you love.
Look at the support.
He's trying to
That's
keep them
what's up.
kids tamed out there.
Oh, okay. I understand. All right. So, Rosalia, do you have a question for our guest Maya the Bee?
Hmm. Okay, yes, I do. Some I have written questions, but when you share things about yourself, it sparks questions in my mind. So I want to ask you, it's going to be a little personal, a little deep. If it's too much, just let me know. But
Rosalia be getting deep, just so you know, Maya.
You good? My poetry deep, so.
being that you're a vet, how do you feel with this current political climate? Like, how has it affected you in your soul?
uh, I mean, it hurts. It's not only just as a vet, but as a Black woman, it feels like 3 strikes, you know? And I'm a federal worker. So 4 strikes. As I woke up with like DEI on my mind today, and I was talking a lot about that on Facebook, and I was seeing all these reels talking about this one dude. I can't remember the name of his thing, whatever, but he's big Trump supporter, talking about how DEI is it's like reverse racism, and it's supposed to get people that are qualified for the job. And I'm just like, EI was created after the Civil Rights Act, because it was already discrimination in the hiring process, And I'm just like, my big thing is, Trump and his supporters, they're trying to make the world colorblind, but we, people like us, we want them to just accept color, There's a big difference between being colorblind and accepting. So I mean, I get a lot into, I have a lot of poems about that man. Yeah, he just makes me angry. He builds a fire in me that is just, I've never felt like, oh, I just don't understand. So, I mean, that's how I feel about him. Yeah, it makes me very angry.
Thank you for sharing.
In the comments, LaSheila Richards Holmes says, speak your mind, Maya the Bee.
Oh, it's my cousin.
Nice.
Hey, cuz. Shy, do you have a question for Maya?
I do. First, I'll say thank you for your service.
Thank
My
Yeah.
father is retired Army, and I can't really call myself an Army brat. We only went from Japan to Colombia. However, I have a lot of military family, and so being that poetry is therapy for you, like I think it is for most poets, it definitely started off that way for me. Were you writing prior to your time in the military, or was that something that kind of inspired or triggered you to use poetry for therapy?
In all honesty, I was born with a pen in my hand, like metaphorically speaking, but
Yeah.
seriously, seriously, like you know, I was I was I played sports and and everything, but I was never really a sociable person, even as a kid. You know, I was in all the school sports and everything, but I didn't fit in with the jocks. I made decent grades, but I didn't fit in with the nerds. I never really just fit in with anybody. So uh, I use poetry as a way to just write down everything that I was feeling. And when I was about 13, my mom took me to a place called Sankofa. We're in Dallas, and Erica Badu, hometown, and she had a spot in South Dallas called Sankofa, and my mom uh, would take me there sometimes, and she took me there a couple times, and I would do some open mic there, but that was just a couple times, and for the most part, my poetry uh was was like for me, you know. So it didn't really come out. I didn't really start hitting up open mics and everything until I went through the military. I got married. I started having kids, and everything was like just breaking down on me. And I was going through I was seeing a psychiatrist, or well, psychotherapist. Psychiatrists, they give you meds. Psychotherapists, it's talk therapy, and it wasn't working out for me. And I was like, after a couple sessions, I was like, we were just staring at each other, and I don't know what to say. You got to ask me specific questions. We're just gonna look at each other.
Right.
And so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just write a poem of everything I'm feeling. So I went in there and I wrote this poem, and he just looked at me and he was like, your poetry could really help out a lot of people. It's very relatable, and it's deep, and I think that uh that that's all you. That's a gift. And I was like, yeah, well. And then, like, maybe a year or so after that, or a couple years after that, I reconnected with a high school buddy of mine that I was in a speech with. And she's like, "Oh, you still doing your poetry and everything?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, let me go to an open mic. It may, help out a lot of the stress that's going on in your life." And so I went to an open mic with her. Boom, all there from then on. That was like 2 to 3 years ago. So that's when I really just started getting into it. So and it's helped out a lot. I haven't I don't the therapy and stuff like that. It doesn't work for me. One-on-one therapy with me. I rather just do my poetry. I rather just connect with my poetry community and feel like I have a safe space to vent and just say whatever I want.
Yeah.
So
Mhm. Yeah, poetry has always been good therapy for me. So I feel you on that. I feel you on that. So Maya, oh, wait a minute. Eric Williams says, salute. Um, he said he apologized. Yeah, it's an emergency. Salute, Eric. Guess you can catch this on the replay. Um, Maya, what I was going to ask you is, what type of poetry do you write?
majority of my poetry is I started off with mental health, writing a lot of mental health poetry, and then I started getting a lot into social injustice. So majority of my poetry is about mental health and social injustice pieces. So yeah, I have some miscellaneous ones, but for the most part, yeah.
Okay, can you share one of your poems with us?
Yeah. Matter of fact, since we're on the about the army, let's go ahead and do one of my favorite. Well, I got a lot of favorite pieces, but this is fairly new. It's called "Home of the Brave."
Drum roll in the comments for Maya. Maya the B, drum roll in the comments, folks. Snap those fingers, snap those fingers. Show your love, folks, for Maya the B.
My bad. Hold on. I'm trying to sort out all this stuff. Y'all didn't lose me. My phone just fell.
Okay.
All right.
It happens.
My desk kind of cluttered right now. Okay. Like I said, it's called Home of the Brave. This is the home of the brave, home of the unwavering slave, taught to behave, who never forgave himself from the trauma that life compels, laid their life at their graves, paved their way, paid their way. This is the home of the brave. I am not a bot. I am not who you thought I was because I cannot be bought. Wait, yes, I can. I'm just a product of Uncle Sam. I never had enough to pay for this land because this land is your land. This land is not my land. From sea to shining sea, you need to understand me. This voyage was unplanned like a pregnancy, but the state won't let me abort it. Forget democracy, you see. Once you get distorted, you want to hoard it like it never existed. Try to pray away the demons like you never enlisted. I wish I could see through God's eyes, but it's easier to see through the devil's. He want to give you medals like you on different levels and keep you steady throwing pebbles at Ali who resisted. But we always want to shun the ones unassisted. America's twisted. We got 1,000 parties, but can't vote for the ones that's restricted. Now you want to look at me like I'm a threat, like I'm the one who put your world on reset, like I'm in debt. Now I'm upset. Don't forget, history speaks to the world's most obedient sheep. You sound asleep, but don't want me to stay woke? Oh, forgive me. I never asked permission before I spoke. Never tallied your opinions before you destroyed my dominions. Let's pretend unprovoked. Like you didn't poke the lions then. Let's pretend you didn't steal 1,000,000 men and they didn't march for the art of existence. This is America. We never weather resistance. Our Constitution is inconsistent. We never tethered forgiveness. Bear witness. We just talking business here, mister. I hope. Shoot, I'm sorry.
No worries.
It's okay. No worries, girl.
We just talking business here, mister. I hope my words hit nerves and wrap you up tighter than a boa constrictor. I hope the blood hits you worse than the flood of Noah's predictor. Because if you never knew fear, then you never read scripture. You ain't got to see my picture just to know me. Because if you read my story, then God be the glory. This ain't Mari. I know who my father is. And if you never took a test, then you never aced the quiz. I never questioned my life until it was taken from me. Everybody trying to battle in a box just to rule a country. This earth is just dirt, a temporary desert. You fighting over something that you can't own forever. I'm thinking about eternity and whether I can endeavor the pressure, because I don't want nothing lesser than the kingdom he created for me. You can have it all. I just want the mercy. I already know I'm not worthy and I can't do it on my own. So you can stay here. I just want to go home.
Oh, yes, girl. I felt that steam coming through my phone.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt that steam coming through, girl. Woo! If I had a hot flash, it would have been about now, because, girl, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Drum rolls in the comments, folks. Drum rolls in the comments. Snap it up.
Yes.
Kevin Barnes gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drums. LaSheila Richards gave you a drum and the fire emoji. Yes, fire girl. Okay, okay, yes. Whew. Okay. Shy, you got another question for Maya?
I do. And just in your style and looking at your social media, your Facebook, and in listening to you do that piece just now, I feel like there's a hip hop influence. That your cadence sounds heavily hip hop influenced. Who is your, well, first, if I'm right, then who would be your biggest inspiration in hip hop?
That's funny because I grew up mostly listening to country and alternative music.
Really?
But I did try the little rap thing and try to make rap songs and stuff like that. But I know I'm black, but I ain't got no beat, I can't. And so I was like, I'm a poet. I can't rap on beat, but but actually, no, I do. I listen to a variety of genre. Just most of them just happen to be like alternative and country. And my folks from Louisiana, so we had that Zydeco and we had some reggae and stuff like that. But I liked Rakim back in the day. Just something like, everybody loved Tupac. I ain't, hey, but it's something about everybody be underrating Rakim. If you had if you heard his song Move the Crowd, oh my God. I was like, ever since I heard that song, I was like, yes, we share the same style. So yeah.
One
But
time for old school hip hop. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Whew, child. You gotta give me a moment, because
I'm about
like
to say, feel that
that
in your
poem,
spirit.
like God, give me a moment. So while I'm getting in the moment, Rosalia, you got a question for Maya?
Yes, I'm gonna take it in a new direction. What does love mean to you?
Ooh, good question, Rosa.
wow, that came just like out of the blue. I mean,
Yes.
it means like what it means a variety of things though. Like it means like what kind of love is you talking about though? You mean it means like I
Take it
mean
anywhere you want to take it. Anywhere it needs to go.
means like okay, so like my one true love, my in love person is my husband. My heart, my life beats is my kids. Love type of love. You know, my blood, my everything, you raised me, I owe you type of love is my folks, my brother. That's pretty much it. Anybody else can get it.
Okay.
All right. Alrighty then.
I mean, like I said, I'm an Aquarius though. My birthday was last month, February. Me and Bob Marley
February
share the
what?
same birthday, February 6th.
Okay, I'm February 17th.
Yeah. Me and so we don't make friends that easily. We have a lot of acquaintances, but to have like a thick and thin, forever type person, friendship type thing, that's hard for us. So
Yeah, there was no right answer, no wrong answer. Like I just
I
want you to
figure.
take your freedom. No.
Okay, we're going to go to the comments. William Washington is in the building. Hey, William. And Kevin Barnes said Everclear. And my mom, Barbara Marie, said yes, love it.
She's
So,
talking about Everclear, my favorite band.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
Got you.
yeah, I got a
Okay.
fetish for Art, the lead singer.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Maya, can you do another poem for us?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll switch it up for a little bit different. So last year, um around Juneteenth, there was a Juneteenth festival in Round Rock, Texas. And my cousin, who's a couple years younger than me, um she was there, and there was a mass shooting.
Mhm.
And like 20 people was injured, and 2 were killed, and she was one of the ones that were killed.
Oh, wow.
And she had her husband there with her whenever she was shot. And he tried, but he couldn't save a life. You know, it was just inevitable. And it was come to find out, you know, it was some young juvenile gang members,
Mm.
little black kids, little young boys. And the oldest, I think like the oldest two or the oldest one was like barely just turned 18.
Mm.
And the youngest was like 12. Yeah. We learned that during the trial and everything. And it was like a lot of them involved. It was just young juvenile gang shooting. And you know, I wrote a poem for her, but I wrote another poem. This poem was inspired by that shooting with them. So I'll go ahead and share that. And I called it, you know, poetry we as Black people don't want to hear. I'm sorry, y'all. Trying to get some more stability.
No worries.
We killing our own people and canceling our own culture, wanting to revolt, but we lacking in structure, claiming to be woke, but you just dreaming in color. We need another leader, but you keep killing our brothers. You want to love yourself, but you killing our mothers, recruiting our children, raising a villain. If Black lives matter to you, then you wouldn't be killing. You'd be fulfilling that dream that King told the billions. I don't know how to make it make sense to a child without sense. You killing our future Black attorneys and mentors because you want to play thug life at event centers. Homie, you a kid. Puberty hasn't even entered. Sit down somewhere and render an agenda. Represent a cause this whole world will remember and can benefit. Don't be a Black Benedict. You on a battlefield stepping like a general when generally you just chemical, just a rock trying to shine like a mineral. Be sensible. Warriors win battles. You're parable. Comparatively terrible, but repairable. You'll never be impeccable. Just focus on being credible, and the rest is inevitably inevitable. Still don't know what I just said? Then grab a dictionary, revise the literary, and become a revisionary. I'm an insurrectionary because we about to start another revolutionary. I know the times be scary. We don't know where we going. Feels like we walking backwards. When we was sprinting up escalators and got distracted by actors trying to make sequels. Instead of adding our peoples, we subtracting our equals. You sheeples just slaves with Stockholm syndrome. You don't know how to make it better, so you just gonna play it dumb. They never forgot who they was. You just forgot where you came from. And every time you lay down, you just keeping us from a real one. We ain't had true leaders since you executed King and Malcolm. Now look at the outcome. You got David Duke running the country out from the woods, ain't got to hide from under the hoods. History taught us nothing but to stay misunderstood. Until we decide to come together and be bigger, then we always will be and will stay just another. It's that one. Try to keep it G at the end.
That was dope. I enjoyed that. It kind of
that was fire.
Yeah. Your poems are very hip hop-ish. I'm gonna let you know. They're very hip-hop.
Yeah, I got an OCD thing about rhyming though, so it just comes naturally now. Sometimes I don't even be trying; it just goes together.
Very hip-hop-ish. Maya the B album coming soon. Okay.
I'm actually this year, like I said, I turned 40 last month, and I'm actually one of my goals for this year is I really want to put an audiobook together. You know, I got poetry for days, and I want to do something like a 40 for 40 type thing. You know,
nice. So. You go, girl. You go.
There's a lot of authority in your voice.
Authority or attitude?
No. Authority. Attitude is different than authority. Authority is when you command. I hear the command in your voice. I like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
Yes, I second that.
Appreciate it.
I second that. Yes, girl. Yes, got the fire emojis in the comments. Yes. Snap it up for Maya the Bee, folks.
Yeah.
She is bringing it. What? In my DMX voice.
You're right.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Shy, you have another question for Maya?
Yeah, so you mentioned your children, and with the kind of subject matter of your poetry and the state of our world, how do you manage what they are exposed to or explain the happenings of the world as they come about? And depending on their age ranges on levels they can understand. How do you manage that?
I keep it real with my kids. My kids are 4 and 8. My daughter's 4. My son is 8. And I keep it real with my kids. I keep it tactfully real for their age at the time, but I keep it real with them. I tell them the truth. You know, um, something about me. I am in a interracial marriage, and both my kids came out more on the white side than they did the black side. And so it that made it even more important for me to keep it real with them and let them know, even though you may look this color, your mama is this color, so you that too, you know. And so it made it really important for me to make them grow up unashamed of their black half. So, and I mean, they hang around my family the most. So.
Got you. Thank you.
But yeah, I keep it real with them. I mean, I got poems for that too, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm telling you, I got personal poems for that. Everything that, like I said, I may not talk so great, but yeah, that's why I put poems for everything that I go through.
I hear you. Okay, we're gonna go back to the comments. My mom, Barbara Marie, said, "You have the talent to be a rapper, even if you don't think so." Yep, sure do. And Kevin Barnes said, "Her kids are whiter than her husband," with the laughing emoji. And William Washington said, "Black is beautiful." Indeed. Indeed. Uh, I was getting ready to say, what happened to Shy?
I'm here.
Okay. Rosalia, you have another question for our guest.
Yes, let me go to my book. Okay. What was the hardest poem you had to write? And what was the topic?
Ooh, that was a good one, Rosalia.
I mean, right off the top of my head, like hardest in what way? Like just like emotional way or just emotionally?
Yes.
I would have to say it's actually a poem that I don't do a lot. And it's called Save Me. And it talks about how when I got out the army, I was a combat MP in the military. You know, I had 2 deployments. First one to Iraq, second one to Afghanistan. And our operations was mostly pulling, it wasn't like Garrison MP and stuff like that. It was like some stuff. But anyway, it qualified me to become a police officer, after I got out. And, for 9 years, I struggled with that because I felt very hip. I worked with a lot of vets. I was a federal police officer at the VA. And so I worked around a lot of vets that had like mental health issues and everything. And so they quickly become irate, and you'd have to, de-escalate that situation and stuff. A lot were suicidal, had to de-escalate that situation. And, I was going through my own mental health problems. I got my own mental health problems, And so it was a lot of hypocrisy going on where, I'm telling this person something that I need to be telling myself, or somebody else need to be telling me. And it's like, it felt like, I'm going by a book with somebody that I really don't believe, because I really know how this person is feeling, kind of, and so I know this book wouldn't work on me, but yeah, I'm gonna use this book for this person, and so it felt really hypocritical. And so I wrote a poem about that, about facing, the struggles of, going to the choosing entering the military, volunteering to enter the military, and then getting out and volunteering, doing this service, and feeling like a hypocrite, trying to save these people who was in the service as well, but asking who's going to save me, So yeah, that's probably was the hardest.
Thank you.
Shy, do you have a question for Maya?
Not at this time. Give me a minute. I want to think of something unique.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get into my Topher vibes. I'm Mz.KIR, aka Topra. All right, let me see here. Let's see. If you could have dinner with any poet, past or current, who would it be?
With any poet, past or current?
Yes.
I mean, now I'm gonna keep it real. Eminem is a poet. Me and him got a lot in common. He used a dictionary. I use a dictionary. Most of my times I'm writing poems. I got a dictionary and the thesaurus, and so it would be cool to wrap it up with him. That dude, he's a different kind of poet, but poets are different. All rappers are poets. They just poet on beat, Right. So,
well, the real rappers, the real ones, yeah.
Yeah, that dude, that dude's insane. I like him. He has no filters and just his words, and he ain't ashamed to let you know. Yeah, I use a dictionary. I mean, why wouldn't you? You want to make sure you're using the word right, correct? So, expand your vocabulary.
Yeah, I've used the dictionary a couple times.
Yeah. I used to read that growing up, just for like a book. As a kid, I used to read that as like a book, the dictionary like a book. So,
yeah.
Snap it up, folks. In the comments section, Kevin Barnes said, "My favorite poem is Your First Encounter with Racism." And Michael Connor, aka North Philly, is in the house. Hey, North Philly. And Mac said, hello, everyone. Hello, Mac.
Hey,
Thanks for
Matt.
joining us tonight on Live with Mz.KIR. We being breezy up in here.
Yeah,
I feel
breezy,
breezy
breezy.
because we being breezy. Okay.
He talking about his favorite poem. Y'all want to know my favorite poem though? Y'all haven't asked me my favorite poem.
What is your favorite poem?
My favorite poem I wrote for my babies, and it's called "For My Babies."
Okay.
And so it's that's why it's my favorite poem, because it's kind of one of them things that they can read or they can hear. Even I know it's a little morbid, but even after I'm gone, if something was to happen to me, this is like something that I want to leave for them after I'm gone, because of, like I said, I struggle with a lot of mental health issues, and it's hard to uh it's my patience and keep it and trying to keep it together around them and stuff like that. But sometimes it seeps through, and I'm not dumb. I know they see that. So it's just one of those poems that I wrote. So hopefully, when they get older, they'll understand. They'll hear it and they'll read it and they'll understand. So, y'all want me to do
Yes, we want to hear it.
it?
Maya. Drum rolls in the comments, folks. Get those drums in the comments.
All right, like I said, it's for my babies. I love you so much. I tried to give this life another try. I'm beating myself inside, wishing I could run away and hide. All this pain I try to sustain in front of you. I never wanted you to see this part of me. I wish you could see this heart in me and know that you're the art in me that keeps it beating. You keep this monitor beeping. When I flatline, I keep having to climb back. I'm seeing all black, but I'm reaching for you. I'm hoping you don't have to look down and see me too. Slowly dying inside, I wish you never knew how weak your mama was. Cause I try to put it aside and put up a strong exterior to show you I'm superior and that I can defeat every monster you meet. But the monster in me is the only monster you see. I hope your mustard seed grows and shows you I chose life. Cause the knife in my heart is just a plug to restart every bad decision I ever made and the ones I never gave time to. Cause if I never hit pause, then I never have you. My babies, you drive me crazy, but I had to have you to save me. The best gift that God gave me, he knew what I needed when I begged and I pleaded for him to give me something to live for. I came out of this war more broken than I ever was before, trying to battle everybody just to settle a score. My knees are weak, my head is heavy, I can't do this no more. I'm trying to knock on heaven's door, but you were waiting for me. Zeno Captain, Zala D, you've been waiting for me. I'm such a fool with two jewels. I know I follow no rules, but God, if you can stay patient, keep waiting on me to fall in line. I can be your greatest design, the biggest rise after the decline. Let not my mistakes define me, because you created me divinely. Let me shine so I can be the light in the dark. Noah's ark to keep my kids from the flood. Blood's thicker than water, but there's no greater shield ever than love. I want to give them a kiss and a hug. Mama's just sick with a mental bug. Let them know, no matter what happens, they my strongest drug. I love you. I love my babies, I do. If I died tomorrow, burn me with my tattoos and give them each a piece of gold they can hold on to. Be better than your mama, because she could never do better than you. Let your kids see you fly so they can look at you like a guide. Let them know if you can't be there, then they can always trust God. Don't spin this circle, because this pain is universal when I see you hurting. But don't carry this burden. Let it go. Be the best you that God knows. I hope that God knows I've gone as far as I could go. Nobody owes me a thing. because I'm Maya the bee, and I only get one chance to sting, and I do it for my babies.
Girl, you on fire tonight, girl. Okay. Your pen must have been smoking for real when you was writing it. Listen.
Thank
Okay.
you for that. I mentioned that my poetry is largely mental health based, and I can relate to so many of those words. Them three are my reason. So, thank you for that. That was amazing.
Thanks.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to the comments. My mom, Barbara Marie, said, woo woo, yes, you are on fire. Yes, Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. Mm. Okay. I don't even know what to ask after that. Rosalie, you got a question for Maya?
Let me check my vote. Okay. If you could change anything about society, what would you change with your magic wand?
Anything about society. I mean, I want to say it, but a lot of people won't get it. That is just, it sounds corny, but I really do. I wish that people would be more accepting of others. I believe, I, I, I am a Christian, and, you know, I, some things, I have my disagreements with, you know, things, how other people live their lives, but those are their lives. God gave us free will. That's not, if he gave us no choices, then my options aren't yours to take away. you know it's if that's how that person want to live their life, that's fine. Long if it's not seeping in on me, okay, cool. But I just wish, I mean, especially with things that we can't help, like color. I mean, I know that it's a lot of prejudice, a lot of racism with, yeah, I was in the military and everything, and we call them Hajis and stuff like that. But I don't have any prejudices against, Muslims or Middle Easterns, or, you know, because I'm in the same boat. I'm Black. I know how it feels to to be picked out, you know. So I just wish society could be more accepting and have more empathy, I guess, for others.
I like that.
Hmm. My question is, will you be writing a poem about that?
I think I do. Like I said, I got like 50 something poems. I most likely do got a poem about it.
Okay. Shy, you have another question for our
I
guest?
do. Yes. I'm gonna ask you a question that was asked of me a couple of weeks ago because your journey from the page to the stage sounds similar. Introverted, Aquarius, been writing for a long time, and then that first open mic, that's all she wrote. It'll be
Team
about a year for me.
building.
Yeah. So it'll only be about a year for me. I want to know what it felt like the very first time you got on stage. And now, 2+ years later, how does it feel now?
I was scared. I was so scared. My anxiety was out of control. I was taking I had to pop so many pills so I could chill out. I had to take a couple drinks, but I didn't want to overdo it because I didn't want to be, anyway. But when I did it, when I was doing it, and then I felt the love from the crowd, I was like, it felt like this huge weight just rolled off me, and I was like, oh, I want to do it again. But even when I still go up to the stage, though, I still get that anxiety and stuff like that. But it's not as bad as before. It gets a little better each time, especially if I'm going to a place that I usually go to. If the environment is familiar and everything like that, I'm more grounded and stuff. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I get more. The more I do it, the more comfortable I get. And a lot of people, the only thing I wish is that I could. It's a lot of poets. I feel it's a lot of poets that memorize their pieces, but I take so much medication. I keep it, and it's hard to people like, oh, that's an excuse. That's an excuse. Yeah, it's an excuse, but it's a valid excuse. I do take a crap load of medication, and I drink, and but it's a valid excuse.
You also have a lot.
Plus, at the same time, I also write so many poems. Like when I'm done, I'm like moving on to the next one. So I don't want to be held back trying to memorize this poem to keep me from writing another one. You know what I mean? It's like I want to write it and I want to move on. I can always read it. Let me just move on. Let me write everything. It's like I call myself the constipated poet. I can't get it all out. I just got so much that goes on. I just can't get it all out, and I need to just keep writing it.
That's up.
Creative poet. Oh, that was funny.
But yeah.
Well, I've managed to memorize a few of my poems. A few I got. There was one point where I had memorized 6, kind of down to like maybe 4 now because I haven't like really practiced those last 2. So I'm like trying to get back up to memorizing some of my poems because a lot of my poems aren't that long. So some of them are more easy for me to memorize. So I'm going to get back into that. But I get what you're saying, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I totally get it.
I mean, I want to be focused on, I don't want to be focused on trying to remember the next line or nothing like that. I want everybody to hear what I'm saying rather than listen to me stumble like 10, 50 times throughout a poem. You know what I mean? So I want them to be captured by my speech more than my performance, So anyway.
I hear you. With that being said, can we have another poem? Can we hear another poem?
Okay, this one, what kind y'all want to hear?
Have you written anything for your husband?
Ooh, that's a good
kinda. The one he was just talking about was he liked that one because I kind of mentioned him in it when we was talking about my first experience with racism. I mentioned him towards the end of it, how it all how it worked out, whatever. What, you want to hear about that one? Let me check the words right quick. I think it's good though. Let me check the words just to make sure. See if I gotta mute anything. It's all the way down here. I ain't said that one in a while. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I ain't got nothing bad in this one. I ain't got to mute nothing. So, okay. All right. So, yeah, this is all a true story. Everything is true. Everything. No exaggeration whatsoever. And it's called I Was 10, Forbidden Fruit. And it's based off my uh, first experience with racism. And, from then on. I ain't said this one in a while. We live in a perverse universe set aside on earth that asserts things can always get worse. So we throw caution to the wind, live in present tense to defend our ignorance of believing time is really our friend. I remember when I was 10. Racism shook my innocence then. A white boy asked if he could hold my hand and be his girlfriend. Puppy love I'd never forget. I was his silhouette, sitting with him on field trips. My first kiss on the lips. He was my only friend and lived just down the block. So we walk a lot and talk until his friends started to squawk. Why you with that black girl? The world will look at you funny. So what? His words left me with disgust, confused with mistrust, naive and unjust. You're black and I'm white, so we can't be together. However, we can still be friends. Whatever. That moment in time primed me for America's design. Thought I should hate my color and that blacks only stuck with each other because we on another level. We don't rebel with the blue-eyed devils. We rebels. I was 10. All my so-called friends were black and Mexican then. I tried to date within the trend just to prevent gossip. I was locked up, wanted to stay true to my roots, but I love forbidden fruits. Dang. When I was 18, I went on a date so obscene. He complimented me for being light skinned, said I could pretend to be white then. If I ever met his parents, a parent, this dude was transparent, demeaning, misleading, being ashamed of my being, wanted me to lie like Pinocchio, pretend I was an Oreo. The picture's louder than the audio. My pride's much bigger than your ego, so nope. I'm not trying to change my shade or be a traitor of what my creator created in his favor. I'm like the center of the equator. I'm not a hater. From now on, I'm going to be the pen and this world can be the paper. I had many questions, went through many depressions. This is my guilty confession. I learned a hard lesson when I was 10. Now I'm married to a white man. I got 2 beautiful children. Thought I'd give them a little melanin, but they watered in a cast of friends. My son is even blue-eyed, but I'll never deny my black pride. I married an ally. He doesn't force me to hide, doesn't silence his bride. We break divides. Like Lovin' versus Virginia, he's the kin to my Kenya, the sword to my ninja, like the red on a ginger. We bleed from a splinter of diversity's timber, where forbidden fruit grew and ripened since the time I was 10. That's it.
Where are the drums in the comments, folks? Need the drums in the comments. Because Maya the Bee is on fire. She's
Yes.
fire tonight. Girl.
Really, I got poetry for days.
Ooh, girl. Yes. Mm,
A great storyteller. I like the way that you tell your story.
mhm.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I agree. Yes. Uh, let me see. Let me get back into my Toper vibes. Let's see what I got here. Uh, what inspires you when you write? Where do
Um,
you draw your inspirations from?
I mean, I just want to tell the truth. I just want to tell. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. And I write from. I don't write from a happy place. I write from things that really saddens me, things that really anger me, things that really worry and bother me. Uh, you know, and that's why poetry is my therapy, because that's mostly why I write, is to get those feelings out, because I don't know how to express them really any other way. So
I'm with you there. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. We're gonna go back into the comments. Kevin Barnes said gonna take over Tennessee next week. And he also has the hearts and the kissy emojis. Aw. And my mom said, girl, instead of you dropping the mic, I dropped it for you. Yeah.
yeah, I'm in a group called Dallas Poetry Commission. We got a lot of members actually, and we're not all in Dallas. But we travel and do shows together and stuff, and so we will be in Nashville at the end of this month. We got invited to go perform out with the Poets Playground in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
So
Hey, girl. Dude, you doing big things. Okay.
I'm trying. No.
All right. Ooh. Well, the time is going by very fast. So,
Mhm.
Rosalia and Shy, do you have any last questions for our fantastic guests?
I do. I have one last question. Um, if you could to or had to describe yourself, all encompassing, mom, poet, vet, in one word, what would it be? It could be a phrase. It don't have to just be a word. Phrase,
Okay,
word
hold
or
on.
phrase.
Okay, say that one more again.
To describe yourself, who you are. You told us who you are. You gave us your story. But if you were to concisely just put into a word or a phrase, you, Maya, in one word or phrase, what would you say?
What would I say?
Hmm.
Uh, wouldn't be a description, but if you ask me what I would say, that's something different.
Yeah. Okay. What would you say?
Breathe. Just breathe. Because I mean, I use that all the time. Breathe.
Breathe.
Yeah, cause I forget. I mean, it's like I said, that's part of my motto. I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds so easy, but sometimes I just forget to breathe. Sometimes
Yeah. I
it's
understand.
just,
Yes.
So
That exhale, that release. Okay. I like that. Thank you.
And I would just like to say thank you for sharing your world with us, your poetry. I enjoyed listening.
thank you. I appreciate being on the show.
And thank you, Mz.KIR, and thank you, Shy.
Yes. Thank you.
Um, I have one final question for you tonight, Maya. And that is, what do you want the takeaway to be from tonight, from this podcast?
Um, I mean, I think it's just another door open, uh, another step in the right direction to just hopefully many more things to come. And I want to get more into my poetry. I want to be full time. It's hard right now, but my end game is I want to be more full time, and so hopefully I can do more of these more things like this, and I can travel more and do more shows and stuff. So I really do appreciate your time, and I really do appreciate this inviting me to do this. So thankful.
You're welcome. Okay, while we're on that, any other shout outs you would like to give?
Shout outs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't see who in the chats or anything, but big shout out to my husband, of course. He's not a big poetry person, whatever, but he's very supporting of me. So appreciate him holding it down with the kiddo and watching me. My cousin and anybody who I don't know, I can't see who in the chat, but anybody that joined that I invited that came through, thanks for the support. Appreciate it. So DPC, anybody from DPC that came and watched, shout out. Dallas Poetry Commission.
Okay. Shy, do you have any shout outs you would like to give?
Always shout out to the poetry family, New Danger, Peace, um, follow me on all the things, the_shy_poet for everything I have going on.
Rosalia.
Shout out to my granddaughter Kahara, who didn't scream and interrupt us tonight.
Shout out to the grandbaby. Anybody else?
All of us, everybody watching. Mz.KIR, thank you for always having a great show. Shad, thank you for co-helping me. And Maya, thank you for your wonderful poetry.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank you, Rosalia. Bless your heart for co-hosting. When you can, thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Shy Moonlight, for co-hosting tonight. I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
And your performance 2 weeks ago was awesome sauce. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And shout out to you, Maya the Bee girl. Okay, that's all I can say on that. Just and shout out to my mom, Barbara Marie, who was my guest last week for the awesome show last week. It was awesome sauce. If you didn't see last week, folks, you got to check it out. My mom, she's awesome. Not saying that because she's my mom, but she's awesome. That's a strong woman right there. Shout out to you, mom, aka Gamma. um, shout out to my children, my firstborn, T Noodle, and shout out to my secondborn last, Caden, aka Big Dude. Shout out to my cousin, Isha Yakov. She shows love. I don't know where she's at again tonight, but I guess she'll be watching this in the replay. Shout out to my cousin, Scott Jacob, CJ Wright, Zaranya Lewis, cousin, where you at tonight? Shout out also to my mentor, Miss Deborah Cheney, because if it was not for her, there would be no writer's block. So I always got to give a shout out to Deborah Cheney, aka the Dictator. Shout out to Yamaskai. Yamaskai, I got the sea moss. I'm about to order some more. You need some sea moss? See your moss guy. He got your moss. All right. He's got it. Shout out to James Parrish, Third Eye. He does t-shirts. Jimbo. Where you at? And we also went to school together. Shout out also to some of my other past guests, Antoinette Gross, who designed a lot of pictures for my book that's coming out soon. Don't know exactly when, but it's coming out. Antoinette, she is a phenomenal artist, and when my book come out, you guys will see what I'm talking about. She rocks. That's my childhood friend, my sister from another mother. I love her. Shout outs to her. Shout out to Henry and Taria Busby, my favorite couple. Love you guys too.
What
Shout
about
out.
Rice and Roni?
Oh yes, I was getting the rice-a-roni because that's my rice-a-roni. That's my dog and my DMX voice. That's my dog. Growl with me, folks, for rice-a-roni. That's my dog. Shout outs to rice-a-roni. I don't know, rice-a-roni, if you're gonna be watching this later. When's the next open mic? Let me know. Type it in the comments when you watch later. Shout out to Haru. Haru, where you at? You've been missing in action these last couple weeks. Where you at? Um, Shout out also to let's see who else. Jonathan Ware and James Ellerby and Orlando Chandler, Kanisha Love Taylor, Black Ice, of course, because last month that show, woo, Black Ice, you put a sister over the map. Like Black Ice, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Black Ice. Yes, shout out to him. And Salam AC, I'm waiting for you to come on so we can have a great, phenomenal show. Shout out to him. And shout out, let's see, to who else? The very long list. And to everybody who tuned in tonight and who's gonna tune in, thank you so much for taking the time out to tune into another episode of Live with Mz.KIR on this 21st day in March, Friday night. And I don't have any other announcements. So with that being said, I want to wish everybody love, peace, hair grease, edges, because edges matter. Okay. Don't let nobody tell you edges don't matter. Do not let nobody tell you edges don't matter, because they matter just like breeziness. Okay. Breeziness and edges, they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. Thank you all, and see you next week. Our special guest next week is going to be Miriam Butterfly Hall. That's my homie from the Poetry Corner. She's going to be on next week. Yes, Miriam Butterfly Hall. And co-host by Carla Cherry and my peeps, Genevieve Powell. So with that being said, have a good weekend, folks. Remember to be breezy, keep your edges, and I'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.